Warning, this episode features unsettling depictions of rapid aging, grotesque physical decay, and eerie psychological torment. It may be deeply unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is strongly advised.
Welcome back, creeps and creepettes. I got a timely little tale of terror for you tonight. It's about a boy who thought he would skip ahead in life, but instead, he got a fast track to the grave. You see, dear listeners, when you mess with the clock, it might just clock you back. And poor Elias Beck, let's just say, he learned the hard way that the future isn't all that it's cracked up to be. But before we jump ahead, make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications, and for the love of all that's undead, smash that like button. Yes, smash it like a rotting skeleton trying to break out of a coffin. Now then, on to tonight's story. And I call this one Out of Time. Enjoy.
Elias Beck, he invented time travel in his stepdad's basement. Not with wormholes or flux capacitors. No, Elias was smarter than that. Smarter and more desperate. He was 17, and he was running out of time. The first test was only a minute forward, 60 seconds, a skip. The world outside didn't change. Oh, but he did. When the lights faded, Elias collapsed. Bones aching, skin sagging, hair thinner. He crawled to a mirror and screamed.
Whoa, what happened?
His body had aged 40 years in just 1 minute. And even worse, it didn't stop. Elias locked himself in. No more jumps. Not yet. Not until he understood. He ran simulations, charts, blood tests. The decay wasn't radiation or a paradox. It was a biological acceleration. Time took payment in flesh.
Every minute I jump, my body skips decades.
The second jump aged him into his 80s. His teeth crumbled, vision blurred. But the worst part was the noise. A whisper under the static. And it followed him. Or maybe it was always waiting at the end of time. Elias made one last plan. A reverse jump. 1 minute back, before the test. Maybe he'd stop himself. Maybe he'd survive. But the jump back, it took something more. He landed at 8:12 p.m., but he was 95. Skin like paper, heart ready to split. Across the basement stood his younger self, looking at him in horror, mouth open, tears building.
What? Who are you?
You know who I am. Unplug the machine. Burn it. Burn it now.
But young Elias froze, afraid, curious. Too late. Then the whisper came again, louder this time.
Elias, you can't go back.
Something stepped through the doorway. It looked like Elias, but it smiled with no teeth. boy's eyes were clocks. One last jump. Backwards. A gamble. He landed at 8:39 p.m., but the decay, it didn't reverse. His body stayed broken, his years still spent.
I didn't fix it. I thought I could. I can't undo time. I only lose it.
He rode onto his back, his breath thin, his heart failing, and then footsteps down the stairs, soft ones. Across the room stood Elias, young, clean, untouched. But something was wrong. The boy's eyes flickered. Digital static swarmed inside his pupils. And then for 1 second, his lips moved in sync with the dying Elias's.
If you're hearing this, it's already too late.
It turns out, some people spend their whole life running toward the future. Elias ran straight into it. The machine still hums in that basement, waiting for the next second to steal. And somewhere a clock ticks closer to 9:17 p.m.
Well. My little tick-tocking terrors. Looks like poor Elias found out the hard way that when you race against time, you always end up dead. I guess you can say he really aged out of the competition, and when the clock struck 0, so did his heart. So creeps and creepettes, if you enjoyed tonight's little catastrophe, be sure to share this episode with your friends. And after all, misery loves company, and so do I. And for you podcast listeners, don't you forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for short sinister stories you won't hear on Spotify, Amazon, iHeart, or Apple Podcast. Exclusive so fresh they're still bleeding. Do you got a scary story of your own? Well, scurry over to our website, links in the show notes, to submit your tale. While you're there, stay updated on all the gory news, drool over our merch, and so much more. Next time on Terror Tales, you might want to keep your radio off at midnight, because we'll be tuning into a very special caller on a late night rock show. One who's got killer taste in music. Drop a comment. Tell me what you thought of tonight's tale. Unless, of course, you're running out of time. Until next time, remember, never skip ahead in life. You might just skip to the end.